Topping our news this morning, President Trump is signaling a shift toward more economic pressure on Iran as opposed to more military action as the conflict between the two countries remains at a stalemate. The president appears more willing now to let some kind of diplomatic negotiations take the lead, although what that looks like remains unclear. Reports indicate Iran is close to a deal with Oman that would allow reopening of the Strait of Hormuz, potentially allowing some joint control of the waterway between those two countries. The U.S., though, has previously signaled its opposition to that kind of agreement. Iran, though, says it won't reopen the waterway until the U.S., quote, corrects its behavior. The White House now believes a more successful strategy will be to increase economic pressure on Iran. That includes more sanctions on Iran and countries that do business with them. However, lawmakers remain at odds over the war that is now in its fifth month.
President Trump's use of the naval blockade, he's crippled Iran's economy. That in and of itself will bring lasting peace, not just to the Middle East, but to the rest of the world, and projects American strength in a way that I've never seen in my lifetime.
Donald Trump has lost this war. America is weaker. Iran is stronger. The price to reopen the strait increases by the day.
It remains unclear right now if top U.S. negotiators like Steve Witkoff or Jared Kushner will be part of any talks that may happen this week. Meanwhile, August recess is now underway after senators worked in a rare Saturday morning session to take a few key votes. Washington correspondent Gabrielle Caracciolo breaks down what they were able to get done before leaving the nation's capital for the next 5 weeks.
The nomination is confirmed.
Early Saturday morning, in a 50-49 vote, senators confirmed Todd Blanche as Attorney General. With all Democrats and even some Republican lawmakers voting against the nomination, it came down to outgoing Republican Senator Bill Cassidy.
But the choice is not between perfection and Mr. Blanche. It is between Mr. Blanche and another acting Attorney General who may not run the department effectively under President Trump.
Senators also passed two bipartisan measures. A bill to fund the government through December 11th and avoid a government shutdown ahead of the midterm elections.
Putting the possibility of yet another harmful shutdown off the table should be a priority.
And a Russia sanctions package that would penalize countries continuing to buy Russian oil and gas.
This bill is about changing Vladimir Putin's calculus. Every barrel of oil that goes unsold, every dollar denied the Kremlin, makes it harder for Russia to finance its reign of terror.
That was Gabrielle Caracciolo reporting. Senators are not due back in Washington until September 15th. House lawmakers started their recess 2 weeks ago. They'll return August 31st. One of the biggest priorities for lawmakers once they return is the Save America Act. It's a measure President Trump is pushing hard, which would require documentary proof of U.S. citizenship for voter registration, enforce stricter photo ID rules, and would heavily restrict voting by mail. Meanwhile, back here at home, one man is now in custody after police say he tried to sexually assault a woman outside the bathrooms at Daffin Park last week. We're told bystanders saw what was happening and contacted a nearby officer. As WSAV's Nikiah Harris shows us, the incident is raising questions and concerns about safety in that area.
I come here to exercise mostly. I walk around the park 2 miles, and I do that pretty regularly.
Savannah resident Steve Willis reacting to the sexual assault attempt in a place he is very familiar with, Daffin Park. Savannah police arrested 30-year-old LaShawa Doyle in connection with the attempted sexual assault. We dug into Doyle's past, and here is what we found. According to the Chatham County records, he has faced more than 24 charges dating back to 2013. Those include battery, criminal trespass, public indecency, and more. Records also show his most recent charge was about 2 weeks ago for criminal trespass. In 2023, Savannah police also charged Doyle with sexual battery. People I spoke to off camera say this incident has raised more concerns about safety and the need for more police patrols at the park. But Willis says there should be a different approach.
If we want to deal with a lot of the problems we've got to stop thinking that the police are the all-purpose, handy-dandy solution for everything. The problem is not everybody. The problem is that guy. The people that are doing things like that really need to have help.
Savannah Police Department Captain Shamanika Beatty says this is the first such incident at Daffin Park in the last 2 years, though she says there have been some property crimes during that time.
Whenever we have a serious incident occur, we do review and evaluate the information and the data that we get. to see if we need to shift resources, bring in additional resources, just so that we can make sure we're staying on top of keeping our community safe.
Beatty also says the park has cameras and is routinely patrolled by officers. She also points to city staff being on site daily. As for Willis, he says he won't allow this incident to spoil his plans at the park.
I'm planning on doing a whole series of paintings of this area right here.
And that was Nakia Harris reporting. Police say the victim was treated at the scene for minor injuries. And despite the arrest of Doyle, the investigation is still ongoing. If you have any information that can help police with the case, you can call Crime Stoppers at 912-234-2020. Making headlines this morning, the world is mourning the loss of a beloved television actor with several ties to the state of Georgia. According to his wife of more than 30 years, Ben Jones, passed away at his home in Virginia yesterday. He's best known for his role as Cooter Davenport, the crazy, good-hearted mechanic and best friend of the Duke family on the hit TV show The Dukes of Hazzard, which was originally filmed in portions of Georgia. Following the run of the popular series, Jones entered the political arena, serving as a congressman in the Peach State from 1989 to 1991, and again from 91 to 93. Ben Jones was 84 years old.